Welcome to the Georgia State Panthers Dynasty. Today we will get the opportunity to introduce this new series onto my channel, and if you're looking for a long Dynasty series, you're in the right place, so please hit that subscribe button. Georgia State was one of the most intriguing teams to rebuild here on College Football 26, and they are a 65 overall team, which means we have a lot of work to do. This team is led out by Kendrick Cook, who I drafted in my Seattle Seahawks series, and he returns to the SBC as a coach where he will face his alma mater in Troy. We will also be operating out of a playbook I made that is more pro style with a bit of a twist to the college play style, and it's a new game, so I'm still working on what works and what doesn't. The Georgia State Panthers transitioned over to the FBS back in 2013, and it's been a struggle for this program to carve out winning seasons, and they only have one 8-win season since they started. We'll look to turn things around, but I imagine this won't be a cakewalk for us either, especially when we start out with a 65 overall roster. Kendrick Cook is a tactician coach. I chose this because at the end of the day, we need to win games in order to gain recruits. So it's better that we attack the play on the field each year, regardless of the state of our roster. We were able to get 100 pre-bonus points for getting the game early, and that's where we'll get started. Coordinators are so important this year, and I want both of my guys to be recruiters. But that unfortunately isn't the case to start, so it's safe to say that this will be their last year with the team after the season. Let's dive into this Georgia State roster. A receiver leads the team with an 87 overall, and then you have 5 running backs directly after, and no other position is above an 80 overall. I guess we are running the ball this year. We of course have to start with the quarterback, Christian Valaire. His name is simpler to say than the way it's spelt. He is a senior quarterback at 77 overall with a pretty decent arm at 91 throw power. He's going to be more of a pocket passer, so we'll need to plan ahead on how we can get the ball out quickly. In terms of depth at the position, 2 of the 3 guys want to transfer, which is going to be chaotic this year, and only freshman TJ Stanley will stay if our offense is on par to his desires. The top player Valaire will be throwing to is Ted Hurst. He is the best player on the team as a speedster receiver. He's also projected as the preseason first team going into the year, so expectations are high and he could get drafted beyond his senior year. Georgia State only had 4 guys get drafted in late day 3 picks ever, and their biggest success story in the NFL is Albert Wilson, who still holds some significant school records as a receiver. The supporting cast will need to take a step up once he's gone, and most of these guys are transferring away anyways. Javon Robinson is a junior who will line up on the other side of him, and he is currently one of our faster receivers who can create some separation on his routes. Also, redshirt freshman receiver Austin McGee has the potential to be the fastest player and be the current gadget player for our offense. Out of the hundreds of running backs on our roster, Rashad Amos is the highest overall. He is not, however, the most elusive, and that to me would go to the former 4-star transfer Branson Robinson, who came from the UGA program. He will be my lead back to start the season, and this will be a running back by committee. We also have true freshman Tawan Payton, who will need to see some playing time this season if we want to prevent him from transferring as well. So I will not redshirt him to start this series and see what he can do on the field. Now, the downside for all these running backs is the fact that this offensive line is an absolute mess. The highest rated is the center Alec Johnson, and he's only a 75 overall. This unit is going to be a major focus when we look into recruiting. There is one really fun player though, and that is Ethan Charles. He is only a 1-star, but he is a whopping 348 pounds. And you know what? I'm starting him as our right tackle to kick off our series. Why not? Let's have some fun. We have to talk about the defense, which is shockingly an even weaker link to this team. D.I.C. Hopkins, sick name, is the highest overall player on this side of the ball, but the hard-hitting free safety is also set to transfer once the season is over. I think you're getting the gist of what I'm trying to say when I keep mentioning how many guys are ready to move away from this program. Like the offense, I want to find a way to rebuild through the line. There's some pieces that can be developed, but that all depends if they stay. I mean, even a 63 overall pass rusher wants to leave because he can't play. I'm shaking in my boots. Sir Mel's is a junior that values playing time, and I think this is someone who has proven he deserves to be on the field. I believe that he will be one of the main pieces to this defense that we can begin to build around. The rest of the defense severely lacks depth, and you can also add speed as well. I mean, the linebacker position has an average of a high 70 speed and only one 84 speed player in Josiah Robinson. The corners are no different. The second best one is an 85 speed, so I'm just going to go ahead and play the fastest guys right out of the gate. Corners will also be a main priority in recruiting. We went through Dicey Hopkins a bit, but Derek Maxey is an exciting player that will start this year. He's only a sophomore, and we'll ask him to wear many hats as our strong safety. We also have 2 kickers and a freshman punter, so I'm glad Georgia State has the kicking department figured out. Georgia State isn't going to be an easy place to recruit either. They pretty much have D's and F's across the board with the exception of conference prestige and campus lifestyle. Wow. This is the first stage of recruiting, and somehow we do have a good amount of 3-stars in their top 5 schools. But we only have 450 hours to work with. Yikes. Quarterbacks will be the first focus. This is 3-star prospect Ezekiel Lyle from Douglasville, Georgia. He's a dual threat with 84 throw power and 78 speed. And athlete quarterback Charlie Connell. He's got 80 speed but a lower throw power. Tough to decide between the two, and I'll most likely end up giving both a scholarship. But Ezekiel Lyle will be the first scholarship we offer here in this series. There are 3-star linemen that have interest in us with light deal breakers. For guys like George Fowler and Jimmy McCaffrey, they'll automatically get a scholarship from us, especially when they have us in their top 3 schools. Here is Lawrence Filimoiatu. I'm glad that he's a lineman because that's a mouthful to say during my commentaries. He'll get a scholarship. And I'll also extend that same courtesy to Tyrone Mixon, who's a 3-star from Georgia. I think the best approach is always to build from the trenches, and that is the foundation of our roster building process. This ringing sound is something I'll need to adjust after this video, but Trevor Hester is a 3-star will lineman with 79 speed. And here is Terrell Bloomberg, and he is our first gem of this series, 83 speed. This is the kind of guy we are going to build our defense around. And he wants to be a Panther. He has us number 1 at the moment. We also have 4 3-star corners that have us number 1 in their interest. We're going to need them regardless, so I'm going to offer all of them a scholarship and scout them after. At this point, it's more about adding depth to our team, especially with the amount of transfers we'll deal with. Here's Kamani Gainwell. We'll need safeties as well with this 64 overall defense. And man, we needed to fully scout him just to find out he's got 84 speed. But that's better than most of our guys right now. What I'm basically attempting is to stock up on 3-stars early for quality talent. And then when we get those guys dwindled down, I'll have some of those 1 or 2 stars that can be depth pieces for us. We'll need receiver as well. This is Teron Breeze, who's a gritty possession receiver. And I just need to offer scholarships. I don't have any hours to work with anymore. Jamal Camarda will get some scouting because he's a gadget player, and he has 83 throw power with 84 speed. Even as a 2-star, I want to know how this player can contribute to our team. The rest of my hours, I'm just going to give out scholarships to 3-stars and see what sticks. I chose to do College Football 26 because of the chaos. To me, that brings more realism and excitement, and until Madden changes the draft experience, these may be the videos I make going forward. Recruiting is just the beginning stages of where we want to take this program, but eventually I want us to transition over to either the Big Ten or even the SEC. I don't plan on the SBC being our long-term home for a conference, but we have a long way to go before we get there. However, this schedule has us facing number 19 Ole Miss to start, and I guess we will get battle tested really early on. And then week 2, we get to go against a double-digit winning team in Memphis last year. We might be in some serious trouble out of the gate this season. I am excited about playing against Troy, being that it's Coach Cook's old stomping grounds, so they may be a team that would be a protected opponent we play each year. It's still really early, so I will be going with the sliders that worked last year that Mat 10 released, and we'll see how it plays out for us. So far from my gameplays, it's felt pretty good, and if you guys have a different experience, please let me know in the comments section on how I can adjust. If there's an update on the game or I get word of anything that makes sense to the gameplay experience, I'll also mix it up a bit. This Georgia State Dynasty is off and running. I'm so excited about this series, and I hope this will have more of a successful ending than our last series I made for Madden, and I can't wait for you guys to join me. Next episode, we will take on number 19 Ole Miss, where they have quarterback Austin Simmons, who has replaced first-round pick Jackson Dart at the starting position. This roster is going to be a problem for us. I mean, they have a 94 overall linebacker along with a gazillion high 80s players. What's the worst that could happen, right? But for now, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Please like and subscribe for a brand new series and a whole lot more Georgia State Panthers Dynasty. It's so good to be back. Have a great day. And as always, till next time, I'm Monkey C, and I'm out.